0907 224 5018.
Madam, let me have my food, please.
Oh boy, now
Hello. Excuse me. Come and buy what we are selling, oh. For Food Only Canteen FFO is now open every weekday. Yes, we sell off-white rice with tomato sauce, big jollof rice, off-cream fried rice, low budget ewagoy and bread, plus daily jara of special delicacies. From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. only on High Impact 102.1 FM. FFO Canteen. With Trenches food, we stand.
Case dismissed. About this food should not be small.
Good morning and welcome to the program. This is On Record, where every word matters. My name is Oyinpriye Krumale, and today On Record discussion and conversation will be taking a different turn as we are having today a roundtable conversation. And I like it whenever we have a roundtable conversation because sometimes I don't have to fight. No, I don't have to fight with those people. But sometimes, On Record is a combative kind of program where you fight with your guests. Sometimes not physical combat, but somewhat combative, and because they need to prove a point, and we need to, put them on their toes. But today's conversation will be talking about Nigerian politics, and ethnic diversity. That's not unconnected to the recently concluded 25th of February presidential and National Assembly elections and the 18th of March state governors assemblies election that was recently concluded, with results being announced here and there. And joining me on the conversation this morning is Esther Kalu. Hello, Esther.
Hello, Krumale. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning from wherever you're watching us from.
Yes, good morning. And we also have Tomi Owoborode. I hope I got that right. Good morning.
Yes, you did. You tried. Good morning, Krumale.
Yes.
Good morning, Lagos.
Yes, and the lady on the console is Afyong Eyeni. Good morning, Afyong.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, our Impact citizens. Good to be here.
Yes, and I have ladies all around me, and we will be talking about elections. And when I'm really going to bring in the ladies to talk about what was supposed to happen in one of these states where a lady candidate, is it in Adamawa state, or was will I say falsely, or there was a fake news that she almost became the governor elect, and she was declared. There was a fake news flying up and down that she was declared. In fact, there's still lots of upheaval in Adamawa state. It's one of the states at the moment now that is going through a turbulence post-election period. Now, Nigeria, we are only 3 months into the year, but so much has happened since elections took place. Though it was known before now that elections were all this year, Nigerians didn't envisage the outcome both at the presidential, National Assembly, gubernatorial, and state assembly elections. Of the 28 states, 11 serving governors sought re-election, while 17 outgoing governors are in the final weeks of their constitutional two-term limits of the 8 years, having been sworn in on May 29, 2015. As at today, 28 states guber polls conducted 18th of March. The electoral body, INEC, have announced the results of 26. The ruling All Progressives Congress has 15 governors elect, while the main opposition PDP has 9, including Enugu State that joined the train yesterday. The new Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, retained its lead in Kano State as it did at the presidential election, while a Labour Party yesterday was declared winner in Abia State. I think that should be the first state that Labour Party is being declared the winner. And then the 2 states yet to be announced include Adamawa and Kebbi states, which was declared inconclusive. Now, let's look at these elections from the state. But before we start looking at individual states, I need us to quickly take a look at it from a general perspective, ladies. In this presidential and National Assembly elections, the issue of vote buying was said to have been reduced to the barest minimum. And this, many people said, was tamed by the absence of physical cash to transact the illicit business. Is that the case? Or was that the case?
I can speak for where I voted. I wouldn't speak for where I didn't vote, except, of course, because I have colleagues who were on the field and they gave feedback.
Yes.
But when you say vote buying, I remember being on the newspaper review and speaking with a public affairs analyst, Dr. Adedayo Kayode, and he said that is that Dr. Adedayo now or Barrister Abdulhamid, who said vote buying doesn't start on the day of election.
Okay.
It starts before election. That people won't come out physically in public to say, hey, come and buy votes. They don't do that. That's not wise. That is done privately. And when he said that, I realized that we can't tell from our polling units if indeed votes buying took place. But if I see people eating and drinking, that is not my conclusion to say they bought their votes through these packs of food or through this water or
crates
through
of
these
drinks.
Crates of drinks. I saw, so during the presidential election, I'll say it was dry, no food, no water, nothing, zilch. It was just a dry space. During the gubernatorial elections, people sat on crates of beer, drinking beside the polling units. It was merrymaking.
Were they party agents, or were they people who came to cast their ballot?
They were supporters, not necessarily party agents. Now, supporters of
political parties and candidates.
Yes, and candidates who just came out around me. Who were around.
They handed you a pack of food.
They didn't hand me a pack. I didn't say that. They didn't hand me a pack of food. I'm saying I saw them sitting on crates of beer. I saw.
They didn't give other people packs of food or a bottle of drinks.
Okay, so I realized that so I saw one guy on a power bike moving around and handing over food to his party agents, because he came to someone who was wearing a tag of a party agent, handed over a bottle of water and a pack of food. And then I saw another party group. Now it's beyond the agent, like the supporters that came out with the sack of rice, that normally the 50 kg sack of rice, yes, but take away packs of food inside for their people. So it wasn't like, although I think people around who were interested, if you moved closer, they would have offered it. But frankly speaking, I didn't go close. I just saw that they were taking care of
things
themselves.
Like that were happening. Tommy, do you have a different experience?
Not really, because the presidential election, at my own end, it was, they didn't really pay anything. They were even begging people to come out, and they were saying, you guys didn't pay, you guys didn't this, you guys did that, and everything. I'm going to take a video from
the
social
people
media.
were complaining that they
weren't paid.
Right?
Yeah, yes, they were complaining they weren't paid.
They intended to sell their votes, and
exactly, that's why
party agents are not buying their votes.
They are not. So I'm going to take this video from social media and say, when it was time for the gubernatorial elections, some women came out from Ikorodu or something in Lagos, a part of Lagos, and they were blaming a particular party, and they didn't pay them for the presidential election and everything like that. And they were not paid and everything. And you know how the cash crunch is.
Yes.
Now that there is no cash, so there's no how people will have actually ordered money or cash to pay these people. Now, looking at the gubernatorial elections, I think they actually made a way or found a way around it. Like she said people were sitting on beers, but this one, at my own end, they were handing them beer, bottle of drinks.
They were handing beer, bottle of drinks.
Yeah, they were handing them bottle of drinks.
Excuse me, to people who want to vote.
Yeah,
who are coming to vote.
People were coming to vote. Majorly they were male, because the male were more at my side. So at the end of the voting, they actually took them again to a part of a bear parlor. I'll say, to go and enjoy themselves and say, we won everything you get. So I think the presidential election, they didn't have this means to do that. So they now moved the old maize, they actually strategized to do that in the gubernatorial elections. And they went to meet the same people again. Like I told you in presidential elections that you guys didn't come out and everything. They're like, you guys didn't pay us. You guys didn't pay, so we're not going to come out. So the gubernatorial elections was actually very low, minimal to that of the presidential.
Okay.
Because the cash crunch actually dealt with them.
Played a very critical role.
Yeah, he did. He did play a very critical role. Even though people are saying some people transferred to them, the bank apps were faulty.
Yes.
At the point. So they didn't have the chance or the means to actually send or transfer money to these people.
So I heard arguments at the end of elections. So I was going to ask Tommy if you observe them drinking before or after elections, because what I'm even saying, when I got to my polling units, I was waiting. I heard women around me just saying they were asking for food. You know, these are like supporters.
Yes.
They were asking for food, and they told them that after voting you get food, and they were pissed that why would they tell them after vote? This is not to others. This is like a support group.
Okay.
So I'm emphasizing on, they didn't come to meet me to say no, it is a support group just interacting, saying they asked for food because they were fully organized. They were ready to make elections go smoothly. They were the ones that brought the chairs, that INEC used. That I can say categorically because I asked the officials. And we didn't start. I called radio that day to say we have not started because there were no chairs.
Yes.
And when the chairs arrived, I mentioned it. So
yes,
these are the same people who were saying things like, they should share this food. Now, what is the whole point of asking us to make sure that elections are properly conducted before they eat? On my way back after the voting, I heard people arguing. I said you should give me money in their local dialect. Give me money. You're not giving me money. What's the meaning of all of that? But during the presidency, look, it was dry. It was zilch.
Okay.
It was nothing. And another observation I made during the gubernatorial is that people were buying and selling. I heard one woman specifically, she was frying akara. Somebody said, Mama, such and such, are you not going to vote? She said, later. Oh, later, like, I would go later. So buying and selling was, in fact, it felt like a normal market day. It was
at the gubernatorial and state house of assembly elections.
Yes.
Afyong, you were on the field on the day of the presidential elections and on the day of the gubernatorial elections. I equally knew that we were in the studios with two calls, and you gave a report on what exactly was going on in the field. So, and I know you equally have other experiences to talk about, but let's talk about the issue of vote buying. How did it go in the presidential elections and probably also in the gubernatorial polls?
Yes, thank you very much. I really don't know where to start, but thank God you just narrowed it down to the vote buying and everything. For my own opinion, I think that vote buying reduced drastically compared to what we saw in 2019 and the other past years. It's reduced drastically. During the presidential, we saw before the presidential, prior to the presidential, the whole atmosphere was looking really tense. Also, gubernatorial, so tense. I thought, okay, after this election, what next? What happens? First, no money, no cash. People were stranded, but they trekked to their polling units to cast their vote. I mean, even common water, they couldn't even get water to get cash to buy water while they were standing the scorching heat wanting to vote. So there was nothing like vote buying because I made sure I worked as a coordinator, apart from being an electoral observer or a CS or whatever, I worked as a coordinator at the presidential election. I wanted to see things myself. I wanted to have that experience that I added a quarter to my nation, building Nigeria. Let me see how they are going to buy votes in my presence. And thankfully, the cash, the cash crunch and everything really add an advantage. In this point, people were not buying votes. Like, they couldn't buy their votes because they were just there. And funny enough, those people that came in, I told them line up, they did everything, I was looking around to see if I'll see no strange faces coming around after the voting to give money. As at 12 o'clock, everything was over. Like, people came in so early, they did their voting, and fast, everything was done. So 12:31, we're still waiting. I was still making an announcement.
Where exactly was that?
That was in Ogun State at the Odo local government in Ogun State. It was so peaceful, and also thankfully the Oba of that community made sure that police patrolled to look at everything that was going on. No mago. It was just straightforward. No vote buying.
When she meant by no mago was there was no Anki Panky.
No, Anki Panky, no.
Okay, now, I want to go back to Tommy. You said something about men who came out to vote.
Yeah.
That could be the reason. Maybe that could equally influence the reason why we had lots of drinks in that place. Or what was the reason for that?
Okay, you know where I stay is not really urban like that. It's urban
so
and rural. So mostly old people stay around where I stay.
Okay.
So it was the men that were still kind of young, the women were old and everything. So it was very difficult to bring them out. But the men was coming out were coming out more. So it was very obvious because during the presidential election, these party agents saw that the men were more than the women. So they actually brought the obvious things that would attract these men, and it was drinks, this beer. So they were drinking it during
alcohol.
Yes, during the election, they were drinking. So when you were coming and you are seeing that these men are drinking, are having nice time, you sit down and say, "Wow, let me speak. Let me just say Yoruba. Like, are you drinking your own? Are you taking your own? That's the thing. Are you taking your own? Like, yes, I'm drinking mine." And they will offer this person, tell the person to vote for this party. The person votes, and that's it. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to go after and go and enjoy ourselves."
In Benue State, for the fact that there was no cash, the cash crunch actually brought to the minimum, the barest minimum, the issue about transacting, vote buying, and all of that. In Benue State, we were told that the act of vote buying was done via the means of alcohol. And other parts of the country were issued like food, and even notwithstanding the fact that some of the bank apps were not working, some people still transacted business, and even the new cash. Some persons, I was told personally from the field I was called, that people used a new cash also to buy votes. The possibility of that, I don't know, Esther, the possibility of that, was it very, very slim or something that looks like it was not going to happen?
Well, if that was the report, it means that those who gave the reports have they
had first-hand information. They were there. They saw the transactions.
Yeah. So if that's the report, I really won't argue with them.
New cash was like gold, you know.
If that's what they saw, but also I heard another analyst. I think he's still Dr. Barrister Abdulhamid mentioned that before elections and during election, on election day, now this was even presidency, he said bags of rice move. So when we say votes buying, I'm just trying to ask us, are we talking about money? Because if I offer you a pack of rice, maybe a 5 kg pack, and I say vote for me, party, isn't that also buying? The fact that we didn't see money exchange hands at the polling unit, is that why we are concluding that there was no? So maybe there was no vote buying at the polling unit. How about door-to-door interactions with people? Because if he said in Kwara State, where he was, that Gari rice moved from that there was a door-to-door distribution of food items, unlike 2019 where you hear noodles, where it was more loud, it was more intense. So that's why I keep, when people say there was no vote buying, I just wonder, are you saying there was no exchange of money physically
or
in your presence?
Other things that
can replace money? Because if you give me cash and I use it to buy rice, and you give me rice, you've done the same thing, right? So that's where I am saying that at my polling zone, I didn't see exchange of cash. Okay. If there was a door-to-door movement of foodstuffs, it didn't get to my own door.
Okay, I think people are saying or insinuating that there wasn't vote buying because it was minimal. Compared to 2015, 2019, the likes was minimal. And even though there was a lot of vote buying that we didn't see physically, it was minimal because of the fact that CBN said we are bringing out this policy because of vote buying.
Do you mean so they are doing it? They are doing it. Not popular.
It was not popular. That's the thing. So they are doing it hidden. They are doing it not to be seen. They are doing it not to be caught.
Yes.
And when I mean minimal again is the fact that it was actually minimal because in 2019, let me say the percentage was 90%. It reduced to 70% because not all people that got money then got money now. Because some people will want cash. Some people want this money. They won't want foodstuffs or drinks, like I said, or something like or gala or something.
Pack of salt.
Exactly. So they want cash, but they didn't get that cash. So it was actually reduced. That's how we see in the gubernatorial elections, rather, that people didn't show up, people didn't turn up as much as they did for the presidential.
Okay. Now, there is, while the election, I want us to quickly move away from this vote buying to other things. While the election was on, we heard about the EFCC. You know, the EFCC was deployed to different polling units. We didn't see much of them during the presidential elections, though, but in the gubernatorial polls, we were told they were deployed to different polling units to make sure the EFCC, the ICPC, to make sure there are no issues of vote buying. And according to Vanguard, it said 2023 governorship elections, EFCC arrests 65 persons for alleged vote buying. And so in that particular case, now the special electoral court has not been set up at the moment. So probably those persons will be taken to the main system of the court. But let me go to the other part of our conversation. Let me go to Adamawa State. In Adamawa State, the elections were declared inconclusive due to the margin of votes. The candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Senator Aishatu Dahiru, famously known as Benani, scored 390,274, while the incumbent governor, Amadou Fintiri of the PDP, polled 421,524. A day after Saturday's election, the rumor had gone around earlier on Sunday evening when the 3 local government areas still remain to be collated that Benani had won the governorship election, a rumor which apparently emanated from a false result sheet indicating Benani's purported victory. Thugs in the wee hours of Monday went wild in Adamawa State, Yola, smashing cars and inflicting injuries. And I don't want to go on and on, but I just want to talk about the possibility, in Nigeria, apart from this patriarchal system that we have in place and the mindset, I don't think we have seen a woman emerge as the governor of a state. Even when women emerge as members representing their senatorial district, it's much of a fight. Even when they emerge as representing House of Reps or House of Assembly, or even in the ministerial or commissioner level, they must have done a lot. You need to give it to such women. But when, Esther, in your own estimate, when is it possible? When can it be a thing of a reality when we see women in a position of power? But before you answer that question, the phone lines are open. It's on record where every word matters. You can call into the program 07001021 07001021 is the number to call. You can send in your WhatsApp messages to 0907-224-5018, 0907-224-5018. We are live on Twitter at impact 102.1 FM. We're also live on YouTube at impact 102.1 FM. So, Esther.
Well, I feel that we can have a woman lead us today if we want to. It's really not, I don't see it as a big deal anymore. It is interest. Are women interested? That's the question. It's not, we have female CEOs and we have female leaders, COOs, female executives. It's not a big deal. That's what I want us to understand first. But if our society is ready, is one thing. Are we ready? Because these days I see that. Let me use the PDP gubernatorial candidate, for instance, in Lagos State.
Yes.
He picked a woman. Even the Labour Party picked a woman as running mate.
Yes.
And this is how they are trying to be inclusive. In fact, I have gone for a report sometime either last year or last 2 years where there was a conversation like this talking about
Women International Day.
Not the Women International Day. This is a different one that has to do with inclusiveness in political governance. And the speakers apparently were women. 2 speakers were women, and one said, that there is this thing of I don't think I can handle it mentality. If you have tried as a producer on a show to get a woman to come even talk about political matters, you will see how stressful it is to pull them out of
their shell.
Not their shell, their shadow.
Their shadow.
Yes, it is such that there is a priority of family first at the back of their minds. after family first, there's also the priority of making impact. So if I am already a communications person, and for instance, I'm running a family, and I'm here on the show, and I mean, while I'm talking to you, I'm getting notifications from maybe my child's school. A bit of my attention is divided already. And when I'm leaving this place, you know, when I'm done with work for today, there's already the planning on how to organize the home before I leave the office. So she was just saying that women are already encumbered with so much that they don't see politics as something that is worth
the time.
Not just worth the time, worth throwing away their priorities. When their priorities starts with their family. So a lot of women have not been able to. And another thing they mentioned is most times you see women who have children that are now older, maybe children that are independent, maybe some are in the university, maybe women that are maybe nearing their 50s, or they have businesses that are balanced, and they have a lot of staff and help that can manage run their other affairs. Yes, that most times most Nigerian women are already doing so much. Politics is a full-time task for them to add on top of the full-time full-time environment that they're already living in. So when she said it, if we want to have women in politics, in fact, another thing that was mentioned was meeting times that most political meetings hold in the middle of the night,
12 a.m. 1 a.m.
I mean, as a woman, you're wondering, like, you mean I should leave my family? So it is mostly for women who have achieved a certain level of stability in life. Yes. So when we have more women who are stable, we'll have more women in politics.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, I just feel women are ready, but the society is not ready. This culture, this part of the world is not ready. And I mean the African sector, we're not ready. When I mean we're not ready is the fact that the whites, they actually see women in those positions as actually doing something better. They can actually organize the home, so why can't they organize the politics? I remember this Croatian president, Kolinda Grabar. She's a woman. She ruled till 2020. It was amazing because she was going to be the first. She was actually the first woman president in that country. And she was doing good. She did well for the country, and people were hailing her. People were saying, jubilating, and so amazing about that. Going back to this Adamawa State woman.
Yes.
On Sunday, when I saw it on social media, I was so excited. I was really excited. My mom
on Monday, that was how we were pumped.
So on Sunday, it was Sunday evening. So I was like, because we were watching the live election counting, and then my dad likes it, so we were watching. Just Adamawa State, I was like, have you not announced the winner already? And the coalition officer was like, he called PDP's the votes count, and it was higher than APC. I was like, okay, what's going on? What's happening? Then he said inconclusive. Meanwhile, the PDP agent was already complaining about only being inconclusive, this and that. In my mind, I was not like, probably they wanted the woman, because the woman was actually leading in APC. So it's just one local government that cost everything to be sworn or swayed back to the PDP side, and that local government took time to come in. They reported 3 different papers. 3 different papers. So they just gave the coalition officer just one of them, because he didn't even know the one that was correct.
According
3 different papers.
Just a moment. Let me read this. According to, they said the youth had expected that the APC governorship candidate in Adamawa State, Senator Aisha Ahmed Binani, would be declared governor, had taken to the street after the failure of their expectation. The fake news, Binani, there was a fake news that she won the election. The fact is, INEC declared it inconclusive because elections were didn't hold in 47 wards, affecting 69 polling units. So it gives us a margin of 31,249. The total number of PVCs collected in places where elections were not held amounted to 37,016. So I think there seem to be a level of the margin between the APC and the PDP candidate was very, very small.
Yeah,
and
it
if the elections that have been pronounced inconclusive, if they are conducted in these particular 47 wards, whoever wins this election, whoever wins this ward, completely might take the end of the day. But at the moment, the PDP candidate is leading by a small margin. Okay.
When I say woman, is actually the women are actually coming into like
So
that. People were happy.
Your hopes were dashed. Your hopes were
It was that, but I was still, I'm still having this hope that
That
people
she's-
are happy that
okay.
she's going to be the governor.
That she was
It's
good.
very different when people are saying no, we don't want a woman to be. But people were happy.
For the fact that she pulled such amount of votes.
It was
It's
it's mind
an
blowing.
indication that she she has the capacity to equally lead.
Can I say something?
Anambra has actually had a female governor, but she was not elected. She was not a governor elect. She was.
Okay.
It was after the impeachment of Peter
Okay.
Obi.
Okay.
So that's why she was the first
Impeachment
governor.
of who?
Peter Obi in Anambra State.
That was when he went to court again
Yes.
and secured back the position.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it was she's going to be the first governor elect.
Okay.
So it was mind blowing. My mom was even like, no, this woman was winning. It's going to be inconclusive because she has to win. I'm just saying people are happy because they don't want to see change. Don't want to see a different gender taking the seat. Don't want to see a different gender ruling. Don't see a different gender giving authority. Don't see a different gender organizing things. Don't see a different gender saying you can do this, you can do that. Don't see a different gender in the ministry, a different gender in House of Reps, just like the 26-year-old Kwara State lady. Amazing stuff. Want to see people like that,
people like
women, females that are doing good.
Well,
happy.
And hopefully they will
know,
do
but
better.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
I think people just want a change.
Yes, and
Because
that's
it
why they are
doesn't-
different genders.
No, not necessarily a change
Of gender specificity?
specificity. Yes, I think, and this is just my own opinion.
Okay.
I mean, it's on record. Yeah, I think that when things are not going well, people will feel okay. Maybe it's because it is from this person is from this party, give us a new party. Maybe it is because this person is a man, give us a woman. Maybe it is because this
person is incompetent,
give us a competent person.
Okay,
Okay.
but I
So
feel
if there is one person who has all that they need, if it's a competent person from a different party, from a different gender, fine, they accept it.
Okay, I want us to go on break, but before then, I need Afion to come in here about the women participation in politics. And
Yes. Change is the only constant thing in life. I am very excited that women are getting into politics, though there are challenges. Like we know, Senator Ita Giwa handed over the baton, many years ago. She has been in politics for so many years and decades running. And we have people like Akpoti Natasha also doing us proud, even in 2019 election in Kogi State, actually, giving it a run for the money of the governor, who was actually the governor at that time. Everybody was like, this woman can do it. She can do it. She can do it. That is it. We have so many other women. Eze Kwesili, we have Okonjo Iweala, doing us also very proud in other spheres of life. Now, bringing it down to our subject of discussion, women. Women are frustrated in this point that politics, they want to be involved. Not all women, some women. I will say for myself, I want to go into politics in the future. But there are some things I see that are so, will I say, pushing me back like, can I do this? Can I do this? But when I see the likes of Natasha Akpoti, when I see the likes of Kingibe, who actually won the senatorial seat in displacing the PDP candidates in Abuja. I mean, I feel so proud. It is not easy. We will not sit down and expect it to come to us like a dash. No, we have to fight for it as women. And at this point in time, at this juncture, in the life of our nation, it is very sensitive because INEC has actually conducted elections 7th time in a row, like after 4 years. So democracy has been passing on, though it's not quite perfect. But at this juncture, women are getting into it every time. They tried, they fail, they come back, they try, they fail. Now we have the Adamawa almost clinching it as the governor, So she's not going to give up, will she? She's going to try and even try again. And when we see something better, we want to align. I think that is just something awesome.
Okay, maybe people forgot to mention Senator Abiodun also, who is from
Ekiti State. She's from Ekiti State.
Yeah.
Yes. PDP.
She's a strong pillar.
She's a very strong pillar.
When you talk about women in politics, and she's been in the National Assembly, in the Senate for quite a while. Let's go on a break. It's on record where every word matters. We are looking at ethnic diversity in Nigeria. When we return from this break, we'll take a look at that ethnic aspect and the voting psychology of Nigerians. What makes Nigerians to vote for whoever they vote for whatever political party they vote for? Is it moved by tribe? Is it moved by religion? Is it moved by competence? Is it moved by whatever it's moved by? Let's just talk about it. We'll be back in a moment. Do stay with us.
Let's discuss big stories from the dailies that caught your attention during the week on The Big Five. Every Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on High Impact 102.1 FM. To share your views, call 0700-1021-1021 on WhatsApp 0907-224-5018. Let's hear your thoughts on The Big Five.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Welcome to On Record.
Every word matters.
What I want to do is to take Nigeria from consumption to production.
My name is Mr. Innocent Chugoma. I started by trading on motorcycle spare parts.
They really ask, how much is the Nigerian life worth?
Policing is everybody's business, not the business of the men on uniform alone.
We will establish student loan 4 years course, or the 4 years course.
When you dispense, a pharmacist dispenses a drug to a patient, the name of the drug must be written on the envelope.
On Record is a 45-minute program where we discuss the actions, inactions of government, ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as business and health affairs that shape our worldview.
Join us 9 a.m. every weekday on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. On Record.
Every word matters.
Hello and welcome back. Many thanks for joining us on the program. It's On Record where every word matters, and today we're having a roundtable conversation. We're taking a look at the recently concluded elections, both the presidential and the National Assembly, the gubernatorial and State House of Assemblies elections. I have Esther Kalu, Tomi Owoborode, and Afyong Eyeni, and let's move on whilst we are nearing the time to round up the program. Yes, ethnic diversity and the voting psychology of the elections. Now, prior to the elections in Lagos, there have been some pockets of violence as a result of the outcome of the presidential elections, where the ruling party has always had a field day. But at the presidential poll, Peter Obi of Labour Party, defeated the Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Lagos, and Obi won in Lagos, where his major contender was a former governor. That resulted into, we have an aftermath after that, and we saw party bigwigs come to caution themselves and how they should take it when it comes to the gubernatorial polls. So let's look at ethnic diversity. Sometimes the voting pattern of Nigerians, it matters a lot, and I've spoken to lots of public affairs analysts, political commentators, and they said there is no difference from 2023, from 2003, 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019, that the voting pattern of Nigerians keep going on a different particular direction. But though there was a slight difference in 2023 elections, but it's almost the same thing. So the thing is, they mentioned tribe, religion, party ideology. So let's just talk about it. How can you assess the voting pattern, the voting psychology of Nigerians?
Well, in my assessment, I think that when we look at the things that people talk about the most on social media when it's time for election, you realize what matters to them. At first, you remember there was a time there was the Muslim ticket conversation.
Yes.
That lasted for a while. And then after some time, it looked like the politicians know that they will get tired and move on, right? So when the Muslim tickets conversation happened, those who are not Muslims, who are not Christians, who don't belong anywhere, it seemed like they were not included in that conversation. So maybe those ones tilted towards, okay, let's see, where does this person come from? So in Lagos, the investigations on people's origin started coming up. Yes, started. Is this person a true Lagosian? Is this person, where one of the candidates, I think that was Gbadebo, his dad had to come out and speak. My sister told me his mom also came up to say something. But, people started checking ethnicity to be very certain that if you say you want to come out to be a governor of Lagos State, are you truly a Lagosian by?
Are you an indigene?
Are you an indigene? Do you have your origins rooted here in this city? But Lagos has gotten to the point where people are in political offices who are not now. What happened in Etiosa during the presidential election?
Yes.
This person that competed with Banky
Thaddeus Amata.
Yes, Thaddeus Amata. Is he from Lagos? Now those are some of the things we should dig deeper and look into. Even if he says he's from Lagos, do you want to trace his father and grandfather? Like if those kinds of questions start coming up, you see that people now say, okay, let's tilt towards ethnic. Now some of these conversations come not necessarily from a place of genuine concern, but from a place of looking at how you can reduce either a candidate's chances of voting, of winning, not just winning, of contesting, or the people's choice. So I think, in my opinion, aside religion and ethnic, this ethnic matter became the last card to play the dirty game. I intentionally said the dirty game because if you want to take a flight, Krumale, I bet you don't ask the pilot where he comes from. You don't. You just board and then you fly. I bet that when you get to the hospital, you don't care where the doctor is from. Frankly speaking, you just want to be well and leave. If you have a doctor talking to you, he's done with his consultation or she's done with her consultation and says, your name is Onyipriye Krumale. Well, I have a problem with people from the South, so we'll have to look for a doctor from the South to treat you. I'm afraid you should go home. How would you take that?
Or maybe I need to tell him that I was born and brought up in Lagos.
And then you prove with your, even if you were born and brought up, you prove with your birth certificate, maybe a document from your from your local government. You know those things. They come up at the point where people want to play dirty games. It's not making sense. If you want to hire someone and the person can deliver what your organization needs, you want your organization to make 100 million naira annually, and this person says, I can give you this money, the last thing you want to check is where
state of origin or where it came from.
Has it delivered? Does he have a track record? Come join the train.
Tommy.
Okay, I'm going to say this ethnicity thing has started long before
now.
Long before now, because you see, when you want to go and rent a place, some of the landlords will ask you, where are you from? Yes, I've had a friend.
Yes,
she literally asked, where are you from? She said state. I'm like, no, I don't take people
from that
state.
Yeah,
is that bad?
I've seen agents who write things like such and such property for this tribe only. Such and such tribe, do not even make inquiries. I've seen that as well.
So this 2023 election just opened it up, just exploded it, just broadened it or widened everything up and say, yes, we are here for it. Because you see people, they were like, I'm going to go vote for this party, I'm going to vote for this party. But when it was getting tough, when anything when the election was getting very strict, tough, people were like, I'm going to vote for this party of this person because it's Yoruba. I'm going to vote for this person because it's Igbo. I'm going to vote for this because it's Hausa. You see things like that, I'm like, are you serious? This is Nigeria. We're just one person. And people start fighting. You see cyberbullying because you're not from this particular tribe, because you're not from this particular state, because you feel like, no, I can do anything, I can say anything because my candidate is from the state, so I have to vote for this person. My candidate is from the same tribe with me, so I have to vote. But do you know what this person can do? Do you have the track records of this person? We are Nigeria. If it affects you, it affects me. If it affects me, it affects you.
I like the fact that we're taking it seriously, but let me tell you guys, let me just say, this gives me the feeling of, when you're in secondary school and two friends are lashing out words. Maybe let me just borrow some of those words. Someone says you are crazy, the other one says you are mad, the other one says you're an idiot, and somebody just said bombastic element. What is the meaning of bombastic till date? We don't know, but it just sparks off one anger, and then both of you just score. Look, I think that this ethnic card came, in fact, I didn't hear so much of it during presidency. It came after the presidential elections and it just became a tactic. People took that tactic, held on to it, made a big deal out of it, and I promise you, Krumale, let something new pop up tomorrow, they'll throw it away and move on.
I actually heard a lot during the presidential because it was the three major tribes that were contesting: Yoruba, Tinubu, Igbo, Peter Obi, and Hausa. So I heard a lot. Probably because my dad has his friends that are politicians and all they talk politics. So I heard a lot. They tell you that my dad will tell you that in his place of work, that most of his colleagues that are Igbos are saying, no, I was both for Peter Obi because he's Igbo, is my guy, is my brother. Kiniko, this and this, sorry, is that this and this is Igbo. We're going to stand ourselves. We're going to stay strong. Is this Nigeria will be ruled by Igbos? And my dad would be like, even though you want to vote for this person,
is that all?
Do you think this person can deliver? If it affects you, it affects me. If it affects me, it affects you. So let's think it through.
We have a call. Okay. Your name, where you're calling us from, please. It's on record. Welcome to join us.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, I'm sorry. It's like I dialed the wrong number. I'm sorry.
That's great.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Please do remember that the numbers to call is 070010211021. I take that again, 070010211021. You can send in WhatsApp messages to 0907-224-5018. That's 0907-224-5018. Now, yes, before you, I wanted to get to Afyong Eyeni's perspective on this matter.
Okay, so though every time I have things to say on different stuff when it comes to politics, I would say Nigeria is linguistically the most countries that speak different languages, like over 500 languages, and this in itself has affected the way we do things. And politicians always use our psyche. When it's election, they will bring this ethnic card. You are Igbo, you are Yoruba. While growing up, it wasn't so for me because I had to I was in school, I had nothing to fear, I was happy. They call me Igbo, I didn't even know what that means. I felt like, Igbo is...
Okay, we have a call. Yes, please. Hello, welcome to On Record. Hello, are you there? Okay.
So I didn't know what I knew where I came from, but they call me Igbo, and I smiled through it all. Then growing up, metamorphosing to the 2000s, it was a different ballgame. Take a look at 2015. Raji Fashola and Jimmy Agbaje. It was a tight contest in 2015. So many things were said, and I started hearing, if you are Igbo, you're not going to vote. Is
it Raji or is it Ambode?
Raji,
2015 was
Fashola, Raji Fashola, and Jimmy Agbaje. And also 2019, same. Some Obas or some person said something.
Okay, we have a phone call. Hello, welcome to On Record.
Okay. Some person said something. If you know you are not going to vote for our party, you better leave the state. I started hearing that from 2015, and I felt very uncomfortable. after the elections, these same politicians, they will not tell us, okay, you are not from this place, don't pay your tax. Why? I want to pose that question. Why? After elections, we are going to pay toll gate. If they open the toll gate, we pay tax, do we? In Lagos, we are all in Lagos. If they say pay, we will not say it's Igbo. It's not say it's Yoruba, right?
Yeah.
So why?
Okay, we have another call. Hello, welcome to On Record.
Good morning, Impact.
Good morning.
Good morning, Impact.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
This is Engineer Nee from Yaba.
Okay, Engineer Nee, go on.
They're talking of politics and
ethnicity.
The attendance after the election.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, one thing I want us to understand really, we have our tradition in every geopolitical zone. And our children have been so brainwashed about this social media. You see, people went on radio and all that to defend their interests, personal interests.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect what the last person that was talking saying that somebody said that if you don't want to vote for our listing, we throw into Lagoon. I hated that speech that time. But it came to a situation whereby somebody that you don't know his identity clearly wants to start to run for a governor of a state.
Okay.
That is the person that will be signing your CFO, controlling the finances and the resources of that place. If the identity is so clear, nobody cares. And people are referring to settlement or no settlement. We have history that when somebody was in government, how to divert the state money into his own personal bank. And the one that seems to repeat it in our enclave.
Okay.
We are southwest, we are south, we are southeast.
Okay.
We are northeast, north
All right.
center.
All right, Engineer Nee, you've made your point across. Okay, thank you very much. We have another caller. Good morning and welcome to On Record. Your position, your perspective, please.
Yeah, my name is Ekaite.
Ekaite, you're welcome to join us.
You see what these politicians have done to balance.
Okay.
Because what I'm seeing here is something else. Igbo.
Ekaite, can you please speak up? Can you please speak up so we can hear you clearly?
Hello?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yes.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Our tribe has been here before existence of this Lagos State. I don't think that this politics will divide us or to make other tribes feel bad. Because when they are planning, my brother, he will affect Yoruba. He will affect because I, Ekaite, have been here since I was teenager. I grew up here. I do business. I take care. I pay every of my bills here in Lagos. I have my children here, and that children cannot vote. I cannot vote. My household cannot vote. And you expect me to treat your own in my own territory, to treat your own very well. I don't think that it will be possible. Because this election, what we in Lagos,
okay,
change people mind.
All right.
Change people mind. So
Okay.
let me tell Yoruba that it's better to play on.
No. You can't say that, Ekaite. You can't say that. We are one Nigeria, and you can't say things, wrong things about any other ethnic tribe. Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. Now we have a message here. It says, hello, High Impact. Good morning. My name is Peace from Ogun State. I feel ethnicity shouldn't play a role in electoral process. We hold a Nigerian passport and not a Yoruba passport or Igbo passport or Hausa passport, nor Niger Delta passport. This is a democratic system of government. Elections should be free and fair and should not be based on ethnicity or tribalism. Nigeria has that sense of reasoning that, from this tribe, I am from that tribe, I must vote for someone who is from my tribe. this shouldn't be the case. I think that summarizes it all. Our time is so fast spent. I thought we are going to, conclude all our lines of thoughts and conversation this morning on this topic, but no, we just have 1 minute to round up. Ladies, we can go. I need to have your last words, please. Let's start from Afyong Gayeni. Less than 20 seconds, please.
Quickly. So this election is a way that we've done it that Nigeria will try to heal. I know we will have to heal because it's so important we heal, but we have to look at the issues, put it on the background and try to dish it out and trash it, because without all of this being talked about, like what we are doing right now, talking about all of this and putting perspective to it, that we are one Nigeria, because there are Nigerians everywhere, Igbo, Akwa Ibom, Calabar, wherever you are in the 36th state of the Federation, and we are one. Do not allow any politicians to make you feel somehow or make you divided. We are one Nigeria.
Thank you. Let me have yours, Tommy.
Okay, I just want to say this is post-election, after election, so everybody should stand as one, should unify. You should go back to the way we always are.
Do business, conduct ourselves.
Yeah, very important. Marry each other, do things like that.
Yeah.
So because the Naira is Nigeria, not Yoruba or Igbo or Calabar. The passport is Nigeria. So we should stand as one, we should relate as one, because at the end of the day, we are going to be affected as one.
Okay. Esther?
Well, for me, I am going to say that disinformation and misinformation has affected us badly. There are people that have lost lives and properties because of fake news. So while we are dealing with what is going on in Nigeria, let's also be careful. Be careful before you spread any information. If you're not sure, you don't have to talk about it. Verify before you say what you have to say, because the little things you say can either douse the tension or escalate the problems. But basically, that's it for me.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, ladies. I am Oyin Priye Krumale, and we are done with today's episode of On Record. See you again tomorrow. Do have yourself a splendid day.
What did you do when you got that Easter break off work last year? Nothing? What about the year before? Same old nothing? Take this as your cue to snap out of that boring